Hello and welcome to Winfield's week of Rugby League, a week where once again the Channel 10 cameras went to the country for the National Panasonic Cup. This time the clash at Newcastle between Parramatta and North Sydney. We'll have all the highlights of that one for you. Also the action of the Saturday match of the day between Canterbury and South Sydney, the State Bank big game between North Sydney and Balmain, as well as all the highlights of each and every other game, again in another weekend of Winfield Cup football. But firstly, the venue was the International Sports Centre at Newcastle, where a very depleted Parramatta outfit went to Newcastle to take on the North Sydney Bears.
Parramatta running from left to right in their blue and yellow uniform, North Sydney in the red. Graeme Hughes, you've got somebody of note down there.
Thanks, Rex. Peter Sterling, an all-important toss here. Pretty strong breeze out here on the field.
Yes, it is, but it'll be a good test for our defence. We were going to go out and really bust ourselves with a defensive game, and against the wind, it's all important.
Good test also of the depth in the club.
Well, there's a lot of new faces out there, but a lot of them are a face of the future, and I think you see some exciting stuff from some of the young guys there tonight.
Mike Eden going to hold another one of his National Panasonic specials back?
I'd say so. Every time I'm not in the side, he comes up with a match-winning performance. I hope the same thing applies tonight.
So that's good football by Parramatta. Let's see whether they can do something with it. They've got the ball out to the left now. Out it goes. Ken Wolf. He's a smart player. Win. 10 yards from the quarter line. Lead leader goes for a charge. Gets the pass away beautifully. He's in for a try. No question about it. Brankovic. Now it's the lead leader who does the damage here as we watch it on the National Panasonic Cup replay. There's the one-handed pass got round the front of the body. Brankovic wrong foots Conlon, and he's able to score without a hand really being laid upon him. And he has hooked that, as you'd expect, with the breeze coming around that strongly. So Parramatta 4, North Sydney 0, and they come back to halfway. He wins that scrum, goes around the open side. Don Price slowly to his feet. Eden, Muggleton. Tackle just short of the halfway line. Mosley gets through the tackle. And I think it was Mark Graham running beside him then, realised he was within 5 yards. There's an offside penalty, and it's against, well, Tate, Florimo, Clark, you name it. That's the sort of thing that North Sydney have been doing. And here we go. It's a goal. Well, that's a further 2 points to the Parramatta side. Parramatta 6, North Sydney 0 in the first quarter. Mark Graham stood in that tackle. Martin Bella. It's going to go down Delroy's throat. He started something here, brings it back towards the halfway, and that's a great run by Mick Delroy. Linda. Now they've got their backs line very deep, away to Jackson. Jackson runs diagonally, 18 metres across field. Out to Eden, Eden to Muggleton. Mosley, Eden. Leabeater. Got his pass away there to Don Price, and he was put down at the Win. Win's going to kick for touch. Is it going to find touch? It isn't. Oh dear, they are so bad. It really is painful to watch. That's Clark coming away with it. Well, he's lost the ball again for the umpteenth time in this match. Nonetheless, it was a scrum to go down with Eden to put it in for the Parramatta side. He gets it in. Linda. Mosley puts his head down and goes straight and hard. Linda's at dummy half. Muggleton. Change of possession there. Laurie. Delroy. Beautiful tackle. One of the few, one of the rare. Nigel Tate. There's an attempted field goal, and it is unsuccessful. Eden. Win. Linda. Right to the halfway line. Last tackle. Well, he gets it out to within 2 metres of the quarter line. Lennon goes to dummy half. Well, this is where they're going to play with a breeze, a gale force wind at their backs. Well, I'm a bad judge. At the half-time break, Parramatta 6. And that's from a try by Krakovic and a goal by Mike Eden to 0. North Sydney have not put their any scores on the board. Possession held, 106 tackles to 83. That's Parramatta 106, 83 to North Sydney. Clayton on to Mark Graeme. Trying to offload the ball there, but can't get rid of it. McKinnon. Teasdale there on the backup. Gets to his feet. Out to Clayton Friend. Casey. And continuing on with some other information as North Sydney run the ball back again. Clayton Friend. There's Mark Graeme again, trying to plough forward. North Sydney missed tackles, 11. Parramatta 12. Villa. Looks like they're going to score a try. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Ian French did everything right. Has actually got the ball clear. Throws the dummy. They all take it. He sets himself for the line. And at that point, he gets the ball knocked out of his hand. Brian Jackson. Down he goes. Michael Erickson. Eden. And a change of possession. Clayton Friend. Thomas. He's gone right through. Scored the try. And Graeme Hughes. A lovely try it was. We'll watch it again on the action replay. The National Panasonic replay. You see him come right through the middle there and take off hard and straight. And the step on the inside of Delroy. Clark moves in, strikes the ball, and there she is, 6-4 in favour of the Parramatta side. Well, that's a monumental kick. Well taken by Delroy. And he's only able to get 10 metres outside his quarter with that one. Jackson runs from dummy half. Seems to have... There's Mosley. Wolf. Just on the halfway line, forward. Peter Wynn. One-handed pass to Mosley. Last tackle coming up. And good luck to them. He took his time. He took much too much time over that to get clear. And they've driven him back into the in-goal area. That'll be a line drop out to restart the play. Gilroy. Bankovic. Clayton Friend suddenly got angry with the situation and gave him plenty of a hard tackle there. Out to Eden. Laurie. Great attacking flair by Laurie to go through tackle after tackle after tackle. Now we're watching it on the National Panasonic replay and watching as Laurie gets it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right through the middle. Right through the middle. He won't have scored a better try than that in a long, long time.
Great determination by Mark Laurie. If you want to search for the most underrated footballer in Sydney in the Winfield Cup and for that matter the National Panasonic Cup in 1987, it's this man. And what a great job he does for Parramatta in any position he plays. And you can talk about bad defence, but a great reward for Mark Laurie.
And all without one boot on. Mike Eden to attempt the conversion. And he has got it. So that makes it 12 points to 4 in Parramatta's favour. Delroy. Parramatta in possession, middle of the field. Michael Erickson. Peter Ford at dummy half. Jeremy Lillis looking as though he's going to get a one-handed pass away there. This looks like another try coming up to the Parramatta side. Very close to... Well, they move up very quickly now, Parramatta. They wrap him up. In case he's hurt in back play. He's got a badly bruised arm by the look of it. Well, there's the kick, and there's the result of it, and it's a try to Delroy, and that will just about end the chances of North Sydney. The bomb was beautifully put up. They're coming back for it now. Well, you can't say much about a fullback that does that sort of thing. Delroy able to ground the ball again from another angle. The kick goes perfectly up and perfectly down.
Mark Cannon, in fact, was the man that tried to read the play. Fullback Steve Casey, the man that had to leave the field with what looked to be a suspected broken left arm or wrist. And well, Cannon was trying to drop back there to read the play, but making the mistake on that occasion. A very easy one, and now a 6-pointer, further 6 points for Parramatta.
Okay, so Mike Eden able to manage the extras, 18 points to 4.
And one wonders what Clayton Friend and Mark Graham can maybe salvage out of what's left of the fourth quarter for the North Sydney Bears now, as we see Lennon try and take play upfield. Wright again trying to gain 4 or 5 metres out from the dummy half position. Great performance by Parramatta tonight after so many changes. Clayton Friend for North Sydney darting upfield. He's tried all night for the Bears. But Parramatta without Peter Sterling and Brett Kenny, a great performance. Mark Graham getting involved on the short blind, back inside to French. French looks inside for Cannon, a metre out from the Parramatta line. Rex Wright appealing to the referee. And Barry Barnes turns it around again for North Sydney, a further 6 tackles. Picked up by Mark Graham. But again, and again the statistician reaches for his sheet, another error for the Bears. Michael Mosley, the man who's worked so hard for Parramatta, down on the ball.
Eden taken by Clayton Friend. Ball's jolted loose again through Peter Ford. Sharp came in as well. The pass still alive. The ball's still alive, and it's broken out. A little tussle in back play, Graham. I didn't see what started that.
Well, the touch judge hasn't moved in on the field. I can't believe that he hasn't come in to report the play to Barry Barnes. There was a bit of a dust-up between Clayton Friend and Mike Eden, who've exchanged quite a lot of words out there on the field right throughout the night, but Parramatta are taking advantage of the play. If they do call the two halfbacks together, I'll have more to say.
Okay, certainly a bit of frustration, I'd say, on the part of Clayton Friend. Gwynn got the pass away. Out there is Glenn Mansfield. Wrestled into touch on the far side, just inside the 22, in fact, at North Sydney's end of the ground. I mentioned earlier we're into injury time, and of course we look with great interest at the man that's going to be judged the man of the match from this great Parramatta performance tonight, as the Hoover sounds full-time and victory to the Parramatta Eels. A thoroughly deserved victory at the International Sports Centre here in Newcastle. 3 tries to 1. I think that tells the story. Trencevic with the try. He opened the scoring. Laurie and Delroy. And Mike Eden kicked 3 goals. The only points for North Sydney came from a try by the second row forward, Ian French, leaving the full-time score at the International Sports Centre. The Parramatta Eels victorious by 18 points to 4.
The Saturday match of the day saw 2 of the biggest hitting forward packs in Sydney up against each other, Canterbury, Bankstown and South Sydney. And both these sides were really starting to show the form that they displayed in 1986, which took them to the top 3 in the semi-finals. Canterbury, Bankstown and South from Redfern Oval last Saturday.
Welcome from South Sydney, the Rabbitohs.
So there's the South Sydney team coming onto the field, and there's the back line, Maven and Tuck. Well, watch that fellow too, Tuck. Well, he's built like a tree trunk, those legs, and they'll certainly give Canterbury plenty to worry about this afternoon in those forwards. Davidson and Chisholm in the second row. Boyle and Roberts have been on the boil in recent weeks, and Andrews at lock forward, one of the most underrated players in the game. And of course their trump card, well, whenever it comes to strong, tough, hard forward battles, Mario Fanick gets tougher. He's a tough, big match performer, and he'll be really looking forward to producing the goods this afternoon.
Hail from the southwest of Sydney. Here are the Bulldogs of Canterbury.
And there's the Canterbury back line, and as you'll notice, no Mortimer's in the centre, but Steve Mortimer in there at halfback, and his combination with Terry Land this afternoon might well be the key to the match. And the forward pack from Canterbury, no place for Paul Dunn again in this forward pack. Jarvis and Tunks the front rowers, and those outstanding back rowers, Gillespie, Folkes and Langmack, and Warren Ryan, of course, the coach. The trump card, well, we talked about Mario Fennick and his possible influence. Well, Steve Mortimer does exactly the same with Canterbury. When they played Parramatta a few weeks ago, they looked like a ship without a rudder, but when Mortimer came back against Manly, they were superb. Referee for this afternoon's fixture is Mick Stone, and we're about to see the kick-off as it's Coleman who starts the game off. And in the opening stanza of the match, we're going to see Canterbury defending the northern end of the match. And Potter almost made a meal of that. He didn't expect to get it either. It wasn't really his fault, as Campbell runs it back towards the quarter line. South Sydney defending the southern end. And a few people venturing across to the hill, but we had a lot of rain early on today here at Redfern Oval. And in fact, Sydney over the last 24 hours or so has received quite a deal of rain. And it's started to dry out a little bit over the last hour, so I think a few of the patrons have ventured across to the hillside of the ground to watch what should be an outstanding match. What a great kick from Blake, and that'll boost his confidence at fullback. But let's go down and just find out what the conditions are really like down on the ground and go down to Ian Hansen.
Thank you, David Morrow. And actually, all things being equal, David, the ground is in pretty good condition here. There is a one patch on the city end of the field, which is somewhat chopped up, and there's what wind there is favouring South Sydney.
So Canterbury with the ball, and that's Terry Lamb who's tackled only about 13 metres out from his own goal post. Bugden at dummy half, and that's Jarvis. Pat Jarvis having only his second match for Canterbury. Had a blinder a fortnight ago against Manly, and in fact won the Players Award as Tunks takes it up, the other prop forward, and a good run from Tunks. I think, Steve, he'd be the first forward chosen on New South Wales State of Origin teams the way he's been playing this year.
He certainly would be, David. He'd be in my team at all.
Oh, and now we've seen a kick charge down, and Potter's managed to dive on it and reclaim it with 6 to go for Canterbury. But that was touch and go as Chisholm really did come through quickly on Andrew Farrer's attempted kick.
Certainly good work by Chisholm there, and South Sydney, well, they're really keyed up for this one. But it's expected, David. The forward clash today, oh boy, you'll get your money's worth.
Farrer tackled on the Canterbury quarter line. As they're taking it ahead now through Gillespie. He's going to get up and play it a few metres out from his own quarter line as it's Bugden at dummy half, taking the ball up again as Jarvis as he came onto that short pass. He gained a good 10 or 12 metres. Last tackle against Canterbury. It's 0-0 in the opening minutes of the match at Redfern, as now getting his kick in as Lamb. It's bouncing down towards Blake, down on his own quarter line, and the South Sydney fullback gathers the ball in and runs it back. A good straight line of Canterbury up there. And they've got the ball 12 metres their own side of halfway. And there's Steve Maven. Look at that bend as he gets the ball back to the halfway. And no wonder he's got some raps on him. Any man who can fend like that's always difficult to tackle. Coleman's going to kick. Penalty against Canterbury up inside the 5 metres.
Well, both sides very keen. There's no two ways about it. That really was good play by this young centre, Steve Maven.
South Sydney with the ball. Take it down the centre is Davidson, and look at that tackle. Folks and Tunks up there, just outside the Canterbury quarter line. From dummy half goes Pennick, and Pennick gets to within 18 metres of this Canterbury line. Davidson to dummy half again. He'll send it back the short side as it goes to Coleman, and Coleman's kick high in the air for the corner. Back there is O'Brien. It's loose, stacks on the ball. It's a try! It's a try! Chisholm has scored it. No, the referee said it's come off the hands of the winger in Harrington and gone forward. On comes the touch judge.
Well, this is great football, David. Just unfortunate there, and they're using this kicking ploy to perfection here. Potter, well, a little bit out of position. Now, watch this carefully, and I think you'll find it's a South Sydney. Yes, the winger Harrington stating that he did get the man fingers to the ball.
Dummy half is O'Brien. It's gone from Mortimer. Away it goes to Folks. Folks is easily wrapped up there by Neville, just inside South Sydney's territory. Now that taking it up is Gillespie, but there's a penalty, and it's against South Sydney, and it's against the markers. Not marking correctly, marking side by side instead of directly behind each other.
Just a little bit over-eager there, South Sydney, but that's been their key so far. They're hassling this Canterbury side. And we saw in that previous play there, David, that Steve Mortimer, the skipper, he's got to get in there first man. It's no good trying to play very tight to the ruck. They've got to play it out wide because this South Sydney pack, they're really crunching.
Canterbury taking the ball up at the South Sydney quarter line. Gillespie at dummy half runs it away himself. He gains another couple of metres. He's only 18 metres out from South Sydney's line. Canterbury on the attack. It was almost a penalty. Bugden away it goes from Mortimer. Now it goes to Lamb. Lamb ducks back on the inside. He's taken there in good defence by Chisholm. Also across there is Boyle. And the other prop forward, Ian Roberts, is heavily involved as well. Short side. It goes from Bugden to Tunks. And I don't think that pass was originally intended for Tunks, but he got it anyway. Bugden a dummy half again. Open side. No, they'll go the short side through Langmack. There was no room to utilise on that side, but it's the last tackle. Mortimer's got it. He'll put the kick up. No, away it goes. Lamb will put the kick under the ground. It goes into the end goal area. Blake's back there to clean it up. Can get into the field of play. Yes, he's away from one. Can he get down into the open space? He's only got Potter to beat. He sent the pass back to Harrington. Harrington up to the halfway line. He's got his pass back to Tuckle, and Tuckle's taken in good Canterbury cover. Mortimer across there. As South's run it back to the halfway line, and Maven continues the movement forward. He's got it a few metres inside Canterbury's territory. Coleman in a dummy half. Gee, that was good football from Blake as Neville gets it. Now it comes across to Andrews. He's away from one. He gets his pass back on the inside to Neville, and Neville's got it 8 metres inside Canterbury's territory as the pass comes away now to Coleman. Good pass away. Roberts up to the quarter line. Looking on the inside. He can't offload. He should have looked on the outside. Neville a dummy half. He plays it forward. It goes to Coleman. It gets away now towards Boyle. Now it goes to Davidson. Davidson back over that quarter line again. Maven with the ball. He can't offload though. Last tackle against South Sydney. Fennick. It goes to Coleman. Coleman's got a bit of support. The grubber kick going through is Harrington, and Harrington scores. Super try from South Sydney. They completely rattled Canterbury and they lead 4-0.
Brilliant try, David. You will not see better than that. That all started from within their own in-goal area. Great play by the full-back. This was champagne. Oh, believe you me, they call this Rabbitohs squad the champagne. This is beautiful. Now watch Coleman push the ball through. And there you see the wingman coming right through. No doubt about it, he was onside. Tremendous play. Head-on shot. Look at Coleman there. Look as though the ball's going out wide. Now this was good play by the halfback. It was a quick play of the ball that created the overlap, and this wingman knew exactly where it was going to go.
Fantastic try to Ross Harrington, the Redfern Express. The #1 try for the year for Ross Harrington, and the way they're playing, there could be more to come.
The big thing about that movement from South Sydney, really, it started down in the in-goal area when they fielded Terry Lamb's kick and they rattled South Sydney. Blake made the big break. He had support up to the halfway, and then they went down the centre, across field, and they switched it quickly back the other side, and Roberts heavily involved again with that quick play of the ball. Good football.
It was a beautiful pass by Coleman that sent Roberts through. In fact, the referee was looking towards giving a penalty because Bugden held on to Davidson, who was a support player.
Here's Andrews, the shot at goal. It doesn't look much better than the first attempt, and he's missed it. So South Sydney remain in front after just 20 minutes play, halfway through the first half. It's South Sydney 4, Canterbury Bankstown 0. Farah has the ball a few metres inside South Sydney's territory. Now taking it up is Gillespie. Gillespie's got out of a couple of would-be defenders. Now it comes across from Mortimer, away it goes to Lamb, and on it goes to Langmack, back it goes to Lamb, and coming onto the ball is Hagan, and he's taken in good defence by Maven. 10 metres out from the South Sydney quarter line. Lamb at dummy half, it's with Mortimer. Mortimer tries that little grubber kick through. Was he impeded? Yes, says the referee. And he's given Roberts 5 in the sin bin for it as well. That was magnificent thinking from Steve Mortimer. If you have a look at this again, watch where the referee's position and watch where Steve Mortimer kicks the ball. Now, he almost kicks it directly at the referee. Watch this.
Well, this is a man that's thinking all the time. He's a brilliant player, and there's no doubt about it. Roberts said, "You're not getting past me." He can try all he wants, and there you saw him appealing to the referee, and referee Mick Stone said, "I'm having none of it. And in fact, I'm having none of you. Take 5, boy."
So here's Terry Lamb with the chance to bring it back to just 4-2, just outside the quarter line, about 20 metres in from the grandstand touchline. So it's not a difficult kick, but remember this ball's a little bit heavy. Terry Lamb, though, a very accurate goal kicker, moving in. There's the kick. It looks good off the boot. It's magnificent. It's 2 points to Canterbury. There's 14 minutes remaining in the first half, and Canterbury are trailing. South Sydney leading Canterbury by 4 points to 2.
Well, they certainly needed that, and Warren Ryan, a very rare smile, and he realises that they really haven't held his possession. A little bit of, well, a few mistakes creeping into their game, and I think it's up to their skipper now, and I'm sure the message has gone out. Let's just play it, grind it through, but let's play the ball a little bit wider. No point in running into the likes of Boyle and Fennick.
Ian Roberts in the sin bin for 5 minutes. I just wondering. Well, there's the tackling count at the moment, and look at that. Souths have had to do 80 tackles compared to Canterbury's 57. And Roberts and Andrews and Ball very heavily involved, and Roberts in the sin bin for 5 minutes. So I'm wondering whether Canterbury might run it down the middle for a few minutes. Farah's out of one. Farah up to the halfway. He's over the halfway. He's got Campbell in support. Back it goes to Hagan. Hagan over the quarter line. He's got Campbell. Oh, the pass has gone forward and across the touchline. Hard luck for Canterbury, but brilliant football initiated by Andrew Farah.
Well, you can stick it, David, as far as I'm concerned, in regards to playing in the forwards when you've got players like this. Now, this was good play by Farah. Now, Campbell did the right thing. Now, watch Hagan go through. Now, Campbell's screaming for it. But it's too late, and it's an awkward one.
It was Ford and never close, but they've won one against the head. And Mortimer's ducked round the open side, and he's only 8 metres out. Langmack, it goes to Lamb. He cuts out Potter. It's on to Farah, and Farah back on the inside. It goes to Hagan. He almost tripped over back to the backer-upper of Lamb. And Lamb's only 12 metres out. Potter into dummy half. Open side he goes. Is he going to hold it up? Jarvis down the centre, and Jarvis has crashed into the ground. Only 5 metres out. Bugden, Mortimer. Away it comes now to Langmack. Back on the inside is Tunks. Tunks shoves the ball back to Langmack. Langmack on his own. Langmack's almost there. He's only centimetres away. Canterbury on the attack at the moment. Bugden moves into dummy half. Langmack struggling, plays it. It goes to Lamb. Lamb, the pass out wide comes to Hagan. And what a tackle from Jason Moon. Oh, what a tackle.
Talk about reading the play. 100% goes to that fella Jason Moon. He knew that the ball, watch the long ball here. Bye-bye, Washka. Whoa-ho. Well, you don't see that too often, David. A Canterbury side, that's twice that they've been caught on the last tackle.
It's the first handover of the match. It's one of the first handovers we've seen on Saturday football this year. As it's across to Boyle, and Boyle's away from one, and that's unusual. He got through a Gillespie tackle. Put that one down on the record books. You'll only see it happen once or twice a season. As Chisholm has it, and Chisholm trying to link up back on the inside is going to be tackled just outside that quarter line. South Sydney leading 4-2. How long can these Fords keep it up? As it goes now to Coleman, and Coleman's pass is loose on the ground, stacks on the mill, it's still loose, Tuckmore picks it up, 6 to go, says the referee, and South Sydney have got it, only 13 metres out, into dummy half is Fennick, as it comes to Coleman, and now with Maven, and Maven offloads the pass, it's gone through the hands of Neville to Moon, and Moon runs it back on the inside. He's 15 metres, 16 metres out from that Canterbury line. Coleman holds the pass up at Davidson, and Davidson's met in solid Canterbury defence. Only 13 metres away from the Canterbury goalpost, and this will be a penalty. And that's stupid. That is sheer lunacy. That is called Hill. There's nothing else.
Well, there's T. Jarvis, and I think he's been conned a bit here. Now, that's the sort of tackling that we've seen this first half. Oh, boy, I'm glad I'm up here, David. And there you see, I think there's a little bit of play acting on both sides there. Well, David, I reckon this Canterbury side think they're at the zoo, because every time they turn, they seem to have a rabbit stuck on their back. Oh, unbelievable pressure by this young Rabbitoh side.
Here comes Andrews. There's the kick, and he's got one. The South Sydney fans are delighted. And on the well, about 5 minutes to go until half-time. South Sydney have forged ahead by 4 points. South Sydney leading Canterbury by 6 points to 2. Let's go down to the sideline. Ian Hansen.
David, how often in the last 3 years since Canterbury have been on top of this Winfield Cup in the last couple of years, have you seen them go backwards so often? Full marks to South. They're striving on this tough, hard football. And I reckon they'll come out in the second half and give it to them again.
Just inside Canterbury's territory, the same way goes Coleman. His pass goes out towards Harrington, and he's only ankle tapped in desperation there by O'Brien. 10 metres inside Canterbury's territory. Last tackle just about against South Sydney as Coleman puts that ball high in the air. It's bouncing around. Campbell has to virtually dive on that in the end as it got away from him. Half-time siren goes in the back play. It goes away now to Farah, and Farah's going to use his experience and just going to take that tackle. Not going to give South the chance of scoring again before half-time. And a standing ovation from the South Sydney fans in the grandstand. They really are rising to the occasion and giving them a magnificent hand, because they really have deserved it. As this courageous South Sydney team leaves the field at half-time, they lead Canterbury Bankstown 6 points to 2. Harrington scored the try. And there's the kick-off for the second half, and South Sydney defending the northern end of the field in the second half as Steve Maven, their centre three-quarter, runs it back towards the quarter line. There has been one change out on the field in the Canterbury lineup. I can't see any out there at South Sydney. So let's go down to the sideline and get what's happened at the half-time break from Ian Hansen.
Yes, David, one change in the Canterbury Bankstown lineup. Winger Steve O'Brien is off the field with a stress fracture of the back. Nothing too serious. It might sound serious, but it's not. It's an injury he's had for some time. He injured it in the first half. He's been replaced by Glenn Friendo, a good up-and-coming young player who won't let them down. Canterbury coach Warren Ryan wants his players to stop the South's attackers running from dummy half and capitalise on their kicking game and to block those gaps. And in the South Sydney room, George Pickens was delighted with the way Souths are playing, and he wants them to keep it up, keep the big hits up, and keep running that ball forward.
And there's Steve Folkes, who's been replaced by Paul Dunn, the kangaroo prop, who was banished to reserve grade a fortnight ago. Of course, they had the bye last week. Well, Folkes got through 17 tackles, and well, he only missed a couple, so unless he's got a slight injury.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of that, David. I think Warren Ryan realises that he needs a player out there that can create a gap. It's been very difficult to find those open spaces. This Rabbitoh defence has been superb, and that's why we haven't seen the likes of Terry Lamb. He's had nothing to support because there's been no breaks.
And now Boyle with the ball, that panic pass, well picked up there by Blake. He's having a huge game for Souths, and look at that, follows it up with a superb kick. This is vintage Phil Blake we're watching this afternoon. Now that very heavy hit we saw on Les Davidson, you saw it just then in replay. Even though it looked as if Davidson came off best, he's down in the back play holding his ribs. Wasn't a bad kick from Blake, was it, after the difficult job he was given in trying to handle that pass?
Well, the thing is, David, is Johnny on the spot. He's controlling it out there.
Mortimer, the pass goes away to Lamb. Lamb's up to the halfway line. Quickly gets up, plays the ball. Mortimer goes the blind side. Mortimer down towards the quarter line, back on the inside. He throws the pass, it's gone back to Potter. Potter's got support in Dunn, but can't get his pass away. He's 30 metres out. The ball comes the same way. It goes to Tunks. Now it goes back to Gillespie. Ducks under one, ducks under another. He's only 18 metres away from that South Sydney line. Langmack into dummy half. They send it the open side. It's with Mortimer again. Away it goes out towards Hagan. His long pass goes to Farah. Farah's up to the quarter line. Farah trying to position the wing. He can't do so. He's only 13 metres away though. Sending the ball back the open side. Hagan to Dunn. Dunn goes crashing down the centre of the ruck. He's held up in tackle number 5 as Bugden moves into dummy half. It goes the blind side. It goes to Mortimer. Mortimer puts the kick into the in-goal area. And picking it up there is Jason Moon, and he's held up in the in-goal. And play will restart with the line drop out. And that's been the best period of Canterbury play since the match started. And Fenwick's coming back onto the sideline.
Well, here's Fenwick coming on, and there's the touch judge run on. Now, this is a beautiful kick by Mortimer. But look at the position of this wingman, Jason Moon. He's had a top game.
So they continue the pressure. Dunn goes ahead. And Dunn's only about 2 or 3 metres out from this South Sydney line. Bugden into dummy half. Bugden dummies and goes on his own. Like a ferret, he's almost there. Dunn sends it away short side. Langmack throws the dummy, tries the little pirouette. But there, the 2 second rows, Chisholm and Davidson hold him up. Only 4 metres away. It's Gillespie who sends it away to Mortimer. Now it goes to Lamb. Lamb puts the grubber kick through. It's loose in the end goal. It's picked up by Blake. Blake trying to get the ball back into the field of play. Can he? No! Good football from Blake. Good football from Canterbury. And this game hasn't stopped since Mick Stone said play at 3 o'clock.
Boy, what a great game indeed, David. And good play by the fullback. This is all action. A beautiful kick by Lamb. Now this can go anywhere. But full credit to this guy, the former Manly star. He's trying, it wasn't through like a try and he didn't get out. He pushes up the fullback, and in he goes again. Potter tries to get in the second time.
So Canterbury have got the ball after the line drop out, and it's Hagan. Hagan is tackled, only about 34 metres away from the South's line as Dunn grabs it, and Dunn takes it ahead. And he's almost down to the quarter line. In a dummy half as Bugden, he sends it away the open side. It goes to Mortimer to Tunks. Tunks sends it back. This is this famous work move of Canterbury. Can it come off this time? No! What a hit from Davidson on Langmack. He got his pass away. Hagan's got the ball, and he and Tunks.
Oh, well, that's stupid. Davidson has just, well, he's just given Langmack the best right hook. Langmack's down.
And Dunn's appealing to the touch judge about it. So something's gone on in the back play as Davidson has hit Langmack. Langmack back on his feet. The ball's been lost by Souths, and Andrews is hammered into the deck, and Paul Dunn said something to Les Davidson after the incident as well, as the ball's gone out towards Moon. Moon up over the halfway, and Moon's barreled by Gillespie. 12 metres inside Canterbury's territory. It's South Sydney on the attack, and it's Maven. Maven's got within 30 metres of the line. Ian Hansen would have had a good look at that right hook thrown by Davidson. Down on the sideline, Hanso.
Yeah, it was a real tease-rattler, David. Les Davidson and Paul Langmack, Kangaroo Tour mates, no love lost there.
So Steve Mortimer with the ball at the moment, and back on the inside comes Jarvis. 10 metres out from the quarter line, down Canterbury's end of the park as Bugden sends it the same way. It's picked up by Langmack, and Langmack steps, comes back in amongst the forwards. Tackle number 5 against Canterbury. They're going to have to kick here as Bugden sends it away. It goes to Tunks, and Tunks' kick is charged down. Stacks on the mill. South Sydney have got it. South Sydney will get up and play it through Boyle, and Boyle rubbing his head. Chisholm's down on the ground injured. I think he got an accidental knee in the head as both Bugden and Boyle were going in for the ball while it was loose on the ground.
There's a lot of accidents going out there, David. Believe you me, these players, when they trudge themselves off the end of this game, they'll have earned their money, that's for sure.
Souths have registered 201 tackles. What a performance.
Well, it's a performance, David, that their coach George Piggins wanted. They've wasted possession. When I say wasted, they've utilised it, kicking on the second and third tackle and playing in their quarter.
Well, does it mean because they've had so much tackling to do, or they've done so many, that they might tire in this last 20 minutes?
There's still plenty of minutes left in this game.
And they're only 4 points the margin as Davidson down the centre. It goes towards Andrews. He's on the quarter line, and he's wrapped up only 18 metres out now from the Canterbury line. Going from dummy half as Fennick. Fennick back on the inside. He got it away towards Neville. Neville steps. Good run from the 5'8". 10 metres out from that Canterbury line. Coleman moves into dummy half. Coleman has an attempted shot at field goal. I think he's got it. Let's wait for the referee. It's there.
That was great thinking by the little halfback. That's the extra point. No point in going ferreting down into the quarter line without coming away with anything, and that 1 point could be vital. Now just watch this. Good thinking. He hadn't a lot of room. It's a little molly grubbler, but it's there. They all count.
South Sydney on the attack. They've got to within 18 metres of the line. South Sydney, only 2 tackles gone so far as Robert sends it away to Boyle, and Boyle's crashed into the ground there by Jarvis. Langmack the marker. Coleman a dummy half. It goes back the other side. Now an attempted shot from Blake, and Blake's put it over. Another field goal. Another point for South Sydney, and South Sydney lead by 8 points to 2.
Great play by the Rabbitohs. Good tactical thinking. Hit plenty of time at Blake, and no wonder he has a smile on his face. He fully deserves it. He's had a great game. Look at the space he gave himself. There's not a Canterbury player within Cooey, and right over the black cup.
I think that's Jarvis coming off. Alan Nelson, is it coming? No, it should say Alan Nelson. Mark Sargent coming on for Canterbury. Alan Nelson plays for Souths.
Well, another tight head there by Canterbury. I think that's a second in the game, and he couldn't have come at a more valuable time.
Campbell's tackle, 10 metres inside South Sydney's territory. 11 minutes to go in the game. Taking the ball up was Sargent, and Sargent is wrapped up. Only about 35 metres out from the centre of the South Sydney goalpost. Into dummy half as Mortimer. Mortimer goes out the open side. He got a pass away to Dunn, who had to wait for it. He did pretty well to collect it in the end, and he's wrapped up 32 metres away. Open side, it comes from Mortimer. It goes to Langmack. Back it goes to Hagan. Throws the dummy. He's got Lamb in support. Lamb will score. Terry Lamb's in. Try.
Well, it's been the break they've been waiting for. We've said it all through the game. Terry Lamb, the sleeper. Well, he was wide awake there. And if you sat at home there with a draw on your footy tap card, yes, beware of the dogs, it says. And you can't afford to go asleep. Now watch this. The once that they went through, it's the run through here. Now watch the centre. Hagan does the dummy, goes through, and there he goes. Terry Lamb, the best support player in the world. A little bit like Georgie Best of soccer. He can be quiet for so many minutes and then explodes. Johnny on the spot, different angle, front on. Watch Hagan, throws the dummy, gets through Fenwick and races through. He knows what it's going to do happen. He knows that Lamb's there, didn't have to shout. And boy, oh boy, we've still got a great game. 11 minutes to go.
5th try of the season to Terry Lamb, and he's about to attempt this conversion to make it 8-all. And what a game.
What a game of rugby league this is. The Bulldogs, top stuff from Hagan, a man who was dropped only a couple of weeks ago, got a reprieve, had an outstanding game that day with Andrew Farah against Manly Warringah. And this afternoon, he's had a pretty fair game as well. It's been a tussle, and Terry Lamb, he missed one from here, don't forget, only, quarter of an hour or so ago, a penalty goal which hit the uprights, and that could well be in the back of his mind as he moves in to try and make it 8-all. And he's hit the upright again! You wouldn't believe it! He's done it twice in the afternoon from almost exactly the same spot. He's hit the left upright.
Well, that is unbelievable. The South fans will climb that post and kiss the spot. And why not? As I mentioned to Hanso, they don't deserve to lose. Canterbury could be lucky to get this away with a draw.
Couple of replacements in the South Sydney side. Let's go down to Ian Hansen.
Yeah, thanks very much, David. There's 2 changes down here. Young Ellison's on for Darryl Neville at 5'8", and Wayne Chisholm's done his arm, and he's been replaced by a big, lanky Paul Roberts, one of the stars of the reserve grade team.
The umbrellas go up on the far side, but no one's leaving the ground. No one minds getting wet when they're watching a game like this, and that's a good-looking kick. It's bouncing end over end, and finds touch. Just 4 metres out from the corner post.
And who else but this little fella, the little sergeant, Coleman. Look at him getting onto his players. He gets in there, kicks it. No sooner has he got it down, the kick out, he's getting onto his players, shouting, come on, let's get down there.
4 minutes left in the match as Mortimer goes to blindside and sends a hurried pass away to Campbell. Campbell did pretty well to hold on to that. It goes back to the other general, Mortimer. Now it's with Dunn. Dunn gets the pass out towards the Hagan. Hagan get a pass away, and they're trying to get it back towards that quarter line through Frendo as he plays the ball. It's desperate time now as far as the Bulldogs are concerned. Potter, and Potter's held up on the quarter line. It's South Sydney 8, Canterbury 6. Taking the ball down the centre is Sargent, and Sargent trying to get rid of the ball, can't do so. He's 10 metres out from his own quarter line. Bugden, the pass comes away now to Dunn. He offloads it in turn. It's gone from Hagan to Langmack, and he got a ball out wide towards Farah. Farah holds the ball up on the legs, not to throw the pass, and he's gone without it. He's lost it, and South Sydney have got it. 3.5 minutes left in the match. Time off.
Well, this probably was their last chance. They've got to gamble, get the ball out wide, and Farah, I thought, should have fed his wingman. Once again, we saw Moon coming in and taking him out.
And there's the lower grade scores, both South Sydney's way today. They defeated Canterbury 18-8 after coming from behind. They scored 2 converted tries in the last few minutes in under 23s, and South's also won reserves 18 points to 10. So they look as if they're set now for the trifecta. Just 3 minutes left in the match. Last tackle against South Sydney. Going to blindside is Paul Roberts. Paul Roberts, the pass comes from Boyle to Coleman. Coleman puts that kick in. It's a wobbly one going across the open side of the field. It's picked up by Campbell, and Campbell's going to be tackled on his own quarter line. Now, what can Canterbury do? They need to go 70 metres with the ball. As it comes across to Hagan, the long pass comes out towards Farah, who can't handle it, but Frendo can. Frendo's up over the quarter line.
Well, it's going to take a tremendous individual effort, David, to get Canterbury out of this one.
Blindside it goes now to Langmack, throws the dummy, then he got a pass away. It's knocked on there by Hagan, picked up though by Gillespie, and the referee agrees. A knock on, and that's Canterbury's last chance. The points will go South Sydney's way now.
Well, it's a desperation area. They've got to keep it alive here, but look at this tenacious tackling. Now, that's a little knock-on, no doubt about it.
Ball's into that scrum. It's coming out South's way, but I think you'll find, there, where is it? Mortimer's got it, I think. Yes, Mortimer's got it, and Mortimer goes the open side, and now it's going to be a penalty. The referee has ruled that Mortimer had to get up and play the ball.
But why? He was taking the ball out of the scrum. He said he didn't knock on. Who tackled him? There was a scrum there. Was it the prop that put his hand on it?
They still had to go 70 metres. South Sydney, who's about to come in and have the shot at goal. There it is. It looks pretty good off the boot. He's got it. A great kick from the replacement Ellison, who took over the goal-kicking duties from Michael Andrews, and that's put away the Vars's time now. South Sydney 10, Canterbury Bankstown 6. It's been a magnificent game of rugby league, but the best side is going to get the 2 Winfield Cup competition points.
And they fully deserve it, David. A great team effort, and congratulations to their coach, George Biggins. He's plotted the downfall. Oh, no!
Oh, now Frendo's got it. Now Canterbury are going to get one last opportunity. In fact, there goes the siren. The referee says it's all over. It's all over. South Sydney have defeated Canterbury by 10 points to 6. The try scorer was their winger, Ross Harrington. They've got 1 goal kicked by Michael Andrews, a field goal to Coleman, a field goal to Blake, and a penalty goal kicked by Ellison, the replacement 5'8". For Canterbury Bankstown, the try was scored by Terry Lamb. He also kicked the goal. South Sydney 10, defeating Canterbury Bankstown 6. And listen to the crowd roar. The crowd really get behind South Sydney. When South Sydney start going well, normally Rugby League goes well, they've got a fanatical support. And these supporters, and rightly so, giving them a standing ovation like they did at half-time. Magnificent performance from the Rabbitohs.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. 'Cause winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot, making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
The State Bank big game saw Balmain, the competition leaders, up against North Sydney. North Sydney, in fact, had already been involved in the midweek National Panasonic Cup. A woeful performance by them at Newcastle, and Frank Stanton was looking to the side to turn around last Sunday at North Sydney Oval. The State Bank big game, the Bears and the Tigers.
The State Bank Big Game presents the Winfield Cup.
Hello and welcome to the beautiful and picturesque North Sydney Oval. Today we see home team North Sydney take on the premiership frontrunners Balmain. The Bears team lineup today is Cannon at fullback, Lennon, Tate, Florimo, Keir at the backs, Clark and Friend, French, Graham, Teasdale, Bella, Wright and McKinnon are the forwards. The Tigers team today is Jack, Davidson, Hanrahan, Conlon, Gartner, Sigsworth and Gale, the backs, Pearce, Brooks, Sirinen, Hemsley, Elias and Clark are the forwards. And Balmain, under new coach Bill Anderson, faced their coach of the past 6 years, Frank Stanton, now in control at North Sydney. Graham Annesley is the referee for today's encounter, in which 4 points separate the combatants, the Bears and the Tigers, in our State Bank big game. Balmain kicking off, North Sydney receiving the ball. And Steve Keir looks like he's come up with a yes. points for in the Balmain competition so far this year. Balmain have scored 161 points to 79. Mighty kick on back downfield there. Gary Jack fields it, going to try to run it out. He's not going to succeed. Yes, he has. He's broken away. 15 metres right through the ruck, and he's got his side back on side again. They're coming up quickly with it now. Out to Hanrahan. He makes a good bust and gets to within 8 metres of the halfway line. Repeating that Balmain scored 161 points for 79 points again. Hanrahan on the move now out to Pearce. Pearce is up over halfway. He's going strongly, looking for support. Can't get a pass back on the inside. Had Gardner on the outside. Balmain free and easy at the moment. Scott Gale back on the inside. Then it goes to Pearce again. He gets the grubber kick through and down she goes. Only about 10 metres out from the North Sydney line. Balmain 161 points for, 79 points against. They're in first position on the competition table. Ross Conlon has scored 76 of those points. North Sydney so far have scored 74 points for, 83 against. First scrum of the match. Out the North Sydney side. Clayton Friends runs round the open. Can't get through there. Out she goes. Greg Lennon. Bella had a pretty ordinary game the other evening against Parramatta. Just over the quarter. Rex Wright goes to the kick from dummy half, finds the line, but it's only a marginal gain. Graeme Hughes, the breeze there I see from the flag at the northern end of the ground is dead limp.
Virtually non-existent here at North Sydney Oval. Perfect conditions for football. The breeze, as you say, favouring neither side, but Balmain look as though they're really out for a storming start.
There's Jack right through the middle from a set scrum. He's going to go on with it. He's tackled about 10 metres short of the line. 12 metres out from the line, gets to his feet. Gardner's a dummy half. Out to number 6, can't get the pass away. And that was Phil Sigsworth there. Now Elias sweeping it out to Clark. Clark gives it to Sirinen. Sirinen trying to go through the meat of the ruck. North Sydney look as though they're on the... and there's a penalty. There's a penalty. Failure to get away from the tackle player. See it again on the State Bank big game. And I think it's fairly indicative that they won't allow him to his feet. Well, they're still mauling around there, so referee Annesley really had no recourse but to give the penalty. Conlon from about a metre in from the quarter and about 11 metres in from the sideline. Winds up right now, and he's pushed that away to the right. It goes over the dead ball line, so it'll be a line drop out to restart play. That's ominous signs of the opening 2 or 3 minutes of this match for North Sydney, whose slowness in getting into position gave Balmain every chance. Go. Jack feels it, brings it back to the quarter line. On to Sirinen. Well, North Sydney under 23s, 13 to North Sydney, Balmain 4, reserve grade, Balmain 24, North Sydney 2. Elias a dummy half now, 10 metres outside the quarter. On to Hemsley. He's upended. Good positive tackle there by Fred Teasdale. Well, again, the referee indicating that they were inside the 5 yards. That's 2 penalties been awarded so far, both of them against North Sydney. That's not a bad kick either, over the sideline about 15 yards out from the North's quarter. Gar gives it back to Elias. Now, here we go. Elias, on to Gardner. He ran as a foil, gave it to Clark up the blind side. Elias cuts out a man, gives it to Brooks. Gets to the quarter. Surin is standing very wide out here among the centres. The pass away. The pass has gone behind anyone. Sigsworth picks it up. Away to Conlon. Conlon to Pearce. Beautiful tackle there, right round the boots by Clark. Back on the inside to Gale. Gale accelerates, gets a pass away to Hemsley. Hemsley gets it there to Conlon, and Conlon's in for the easiest of tries. Dead set easy. Have a look at it again on the State Bank replay, and you will agree with me that North Sydney are in for a tough afternoon. There's Sigsworth getting the pass away to Scott Gale. Gale goes straight and hard. His pace evades a couple of defenders. Got it to Hemsley. Hair flying in the breeze. Turns the pass back on the outside and gave it to Conlon, and Conlon's in for a try. From another angle, from a lower down, Sigsworth looking for support. Finds it in the shape of Gale. Gale was standing deep, came inside. Clayton Friend. Hemsley looks to the right, gives the pass beautifully to Conlon. Conlon 4 tries in 87. Graeme Hughes.
Excellent start by Balmain. Plenty of enthusiasm, and they know North Sydney will be struggling after having that National Panasonic Cup clash on Wednesday night. But enthusiasm is the key. Psychologically, they just can't keep this North Sydney or allow this North Sydney side to remain into this game by half-time.
Okay. Conlon strikes it, so he's got another 2 points. That's a try and a goal to Ross Conlon. 6-0 in favour of Balmain. Penalty to Balmain, feed across. Just outside their quarter. Scott Gale fails to find touch. It's taken by Cannon. Got it to Keir. And he goes infield away from the sideline. Out to Cannon. Ian French. Clayton Friend. Clark. Nigel Tate. Tackled hard there. Might be a player called out about this. See it again. Sheridan with a very hard tackle on that occasion. Well, there's the evidence of it. It was a high tackle and it was a swinging arm tackle. Graeme Hughes, any opinion?
There's no doubt that it was a high tackle. I doubt that it should be a send-off. I think Annesley has ruled correctly on this occasion. Penalty to North Sydney and more pressure. And interestingly enough, North Sydney starting to make a lot of breaks when they send this ball out wide. 1 or 2 plays through the forwards, and Hanrahan and Conlon having some trouble getting together and finding the right combination out wide in defence.
Okay, Bella runs into a hornet's nest there up front, trying to go through the middle of the ruck. Right, McKinnon. Mark Graham loses the ball, but they dive on it. That was a move close on the State Bank replay. Watch him turn, lose the ball as he takes it. Penalty to Balmain. 6-0 they lead. We've had 25 minutes of play. 20 minutes of play. North Sydney 4, Balmain 5. The handling errors. Back to halfway come North Sydney. Now the tap restart. Gartner. 6-0, Balmain lead. Cut out pass to Sheridan. Stands in a tackle. Clayton Friend. Still gets his pass away. That to Hemsley. To Elias. Gale. Clark showed the ball inside, then went another few yards. Good run. Brooks. Little chip over the top, should get a bounce. Oh, it's gone out. It should be a try out here. Davidson crawled round another few yards. That was a low pass. But beautifully done by Gale. He was able to make the break, do the kick, make the break. See it again on the replay. Little chip over the top, got the bounce, took the defence on, came to them now at that point, and he got the pass away, not held, so that pass is legitimate. Got it away beautifully on the outside. It was out to Hanrahan and then out to Davidson. Davidson evaded the tackle of Nigel Tate and went round and improved his position for the goal kicker. See it again. Little kick, the bounce as we called it. Takes the defence on now. They tackle him but don't put him down. He wasn't held at that point. But a pass away there. Out to Hanrahan. Hanrahan to Davidson. Davidson scores wide out. Goes down to one knee and finally goes back in. Graeme Hughes.
Great foot by Balmain and certainly very much required as North Sydney tried to get back in the game.
Conlon. That looks a beauty. It's a goal. So it's Balmain 12, North Sydney 0 at North Sydney Oval. Well, I know there's one man that'll be delighted to have his team do well in this match, and that'll be the North Sydney coach, the new North Sydney coach. He's been a coach of Balmain for a season or two, and I'd imagine he'd be enjoying this immensely. Frank Stanton. Gary Jack makes a good inroad right up the middle there. Elias away to Sigsworth. He's a steady sort of a player. Elias again. Hanrahan making a bust forward. Clark. Well, it's all Balmain at the moment. Looking for Scott Gale. They don't even harass him. Down she goes, field. Checked there by Florimo. And he gets out to the quarter line. Cannon, Clayton Friend, Keir. Well, the referee's going to rule on that both ways. He saw knock-ons both ways. Scrum going down about 8 metres outside the North Sydney quarter. Scott Gale to feed. Penalty. Loose arm against Wright, the hooker. So that'll be a differential penalty. Benny Elias has taken it quickly and gone for the quick one. Caught them on the trot. Up to Pearce. Pearce halfway through, all the way through. Got a pass to Jack. Jack is in the end goal, and it is a try. It'll be interesting to see that one on the State Bank replay, because it's fairly apparent that he bounced over the line. Whether his momentum did that or it was a double movement, we shall see. And this will be the one that will tell us. The State Bank replay now. Pearce gets away, gets to his feet, and is bounced. Well, I suggest that was exactly as the referee saw it. His momentum carried him over the line. And there's Pearce making a good bust, getting through the tackle, getting the pass to Jack. Yes, his arms weren't advanced. So, Graeme Hughes, I think that was a correct decision by referee Annesley.
Certainly was, and a great break by Wayne Pearce. Benny Elias caught them napping. This was the correct decision. Gary Jack going over, bouncing over for the try, but Benny Elias caught them napping there badly. The entire North Sydney forward pack walking with their backs to the ball, and that decision of the penalty. Well and truly asleep.
OK, Balmain, 3 scrum penalties straight. They've had. Here's Conlon with an attempted penalty. He's going to get a decent sort of tally today if he keeps this up. So there's the scoreline. Balmain 18, North Sydney 0 at North Sydney Oval. Gary Jack out to Gartner. 2 metres inside the North Sydney quarter. Hemsley. Gale, cut out pass. Sigsworth. Tackle on the last tackle. Cyrano. Benny Elias. And they want the odd point too, so that's another field goal, or a field goal, to Benny Elias. I think that's from memory 3 in his last 2 matches. So there it was, and that makes the score Balmain 19, North Sydney 0. All right, here we go now with the Balmain side. OK. Elias, Gartner, very busy player. About 10 minutes to go to half-time. 19 points to 0, Balmain's favour. Elias on the blind side of the scrum. Kicks the ball downfield. Taken by Lennon, tackled on the halfway line. To his feet. That was the new lad, Burgess, or Benson rather. McKinnon. It's it back into Clayton Friend. Out to Benson. He accelerated well there. I thought he was going to get through that gap. Out to Florimo. Florimo back on the inside to Teasdale. Teasdale going to pass away there to Lennon. And Lennon's into the try underneath the post. So that is a blessing in disguise for North Sydney. See it again on the State Bank replay. Quickly pumped out to the right. This fellow Nigel Tate's made inroads on every occasion he's gone through. Got the pass away. It was nicely taken by Florimo. Got a long floating pass back at the inside. And there to Teasdale, and then on to Lennon, who did the diagonal sprint to the line. Graeme Hughes.
Excellent fight back by North Sydney. This is where they've been creating problems in the first half out wide. Both Tate and Florimo are the ones that have been causing all the problems for Balmain. Again, they get the overlap out wide. Plenty of Balmain cover defence on this occasion, but Freddie Teasdale positions himself perfectly, running away from Gale, swivels and passes to Lennon, and that is as good a rugby league try as you're going to see in 1987.
Greg Lennon, age 28, accountant, Randwick Rugby Union before he came to league last year. Clark to take this kick. He's successful, 19 points to 6. Balmain lead. Missed tackles, Balmain have had 13, North Sydney 6. Anderson won't be happy. OK, this scrum going down now with Clayton Friend coming away with a long cutout pass out to Florimo. Runs strong and straight. That's a good run by the young fella. Just dust up his handling, and penalty. Failure to get away from the tackle player, Sigsworth. Right, careering forward. Clark hastened in there to take that kick at goal. He believes he can get this one.
what Balmain's got to remember is that they've got to continue to work. They raced away to that big lead here in the first half, and they tended to slacken off a little bit. That quite often is the case. What they've got to remember is once they finish with the football, they've got to turn around and tackle. And there's quite a few blokes out there that I'm sure Billy Anderson will be having a yarn to at half-time and say, I want a little bit more over our work rate in defence.
OK, Clark now from about 37 metres out. Moves in. And it is... That's the end of the section. That's the end of the first quarter. So the first half, with Balmain leading by 19 points to 6, has Conlon, Davidson and Jack tries. Conlon 3 goals from 4 attempts. Lennon 1 try. Clark 1 goal from 2 attempts. Elias a field goal 2 for the Balmain side. We'll be back with all the action. Well, as we look at a beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon in autumn in Sydney, we pull back now to North Sydney Oval, and that's the view that we see. The half-time score is North Sydney trailing. They're 6 points. Balmain, the visitors, are 19 points. Almost, one would think, too much of a job for them to do. They've got to score first. Graeme, you agree with that?
I certainly do, and they have got to be on the scoreboard first, otherwise it's all over, bar the shouting. But interesting, one gentleman has joined us on the sideline, Steve Lehman. How did you enjoy the first half?
Well, disappointed in North Sydney's performance, Graeme. I agree with you. They've really got to get points on the board quickly this half, and I don't know whether they can do it or not, although I do think they bombed 2 certain tries early in the first half. Number 18 for North Sydney, I'm not sure who he was, but it seemed to me he had
Steve Keir.
Yeah, well, he bombed two tries, and you and I were arguing at half-time about that Balmain try up on the Bob stand end. I reckon that was a double movement, but you think the momentum carried him.
It's on the scoreboard.
Well, points on the board, you can't do anything about it, but Balmain are playing very good footy.
Steve, you're a North Sydney man?
Well, I'm not really. Ever since I've been in Sydney, Graeme, I've followed Canberra and Easts.
They're on the go now. They're moving well. They're moving it up to Tate. Tate to... Oh, Tate's got the... Teasel's got the ball back in, and it's gone to a player lying on the ground, Gary Jack. Well, that would have been a priceless moment for them. Incidentally, during the first half, from the 21st to the 29th minute, Balmain scored 13 points through 2 tries and 2 goals. Surinam comes on the surge then and pushes Rex Wright out of the way as if he wasn't there. And a gigantic fend. Elias onto Clark. Clark playing very, very good football now. Elias at the halfway mark. Out to Brooks. Brooks running slightly sideways. He needs to straighten himself up a little bit. Elias, the kicking game now, with Scott Gale kicking it downfield. Peter Burgess will get there. No, it's Lennon to retrieve it. He seemed to take his better breaks on that occasion and slow down to take the tackle. He's hurt himself too. That's Lennon. Now North Sydney midfield onto Ella. Okay. Graeme Hughes, Steve Liebman, my news man mate. You've got him there still?
Yes, he's still with us. You're going to say, I believe the kids have become Bear supporters.
Kids have become Bear supporters because we live in the area. But I've followed Easts and Canberra for a long time because of Don Ferner. I know Don from way back when I was working in Canberra, and he was at the Queanbeyan Leagues Club. Then he came to Sydney, coached Easts. Then he went back and coached Canberra.
Long weekend. Are you on deck on the Eyewitness News tomorrow night?
Yes, tomorrow night. Be on deck, 6 o'clock.
See you then.
You bet. Thanks, Graeme.
Sigsworth, Pearce, Surinam going up the sideline, busted one tackle, still going, and finally put down about 15 metres out from the North Sydney line. Out to Gale. Gale straightens it up, goes straight and hard, gets it away to Sigsworth. Sigsworth goes within 5 metres of scoring. Scott Gale throws it away to Benny Elias. Benny Elias catches it on his hands and with a backward motion got the ball onto Conlon. Last tackle. Well taken. That's Clark. That didn't do him any good either. penalty against the Balmain side from inside the 5. Let's see that tackle again by Scott Gale, by Gary Jack. It wasn't an accepted tackle. Oh, we can't go to that. We'll have to continue on. North Sydney have taken play up to the halfway line. Bella. 19 points to 6. McKinnon. And the big fella goes through about 15 or 18 metres and left one behind him. Out to Clayton Friend, onto... Oh, and beautifully taken. He caught that as he fell. Clayton Friend. McKinnon to French. French is wrestled with by the defence in shape of Jack there. Out to Clayton, out to... Oh, he got a pass away and there was nobody on the outside of it. Straight over the sideline. A golden opportunity came and went. See it again on the State Bank replay. In behind the defence, got the pass away. There was nobody there. Pearce is the injured player. He's back at halfway, receiving treatment. Well, North Sydney now have got a golden opportunity. Out to Clayton Friend. Florimo. Clark. Bella loses the ball. So that will be a knock-on 5 metres from the Balmain line. $14,517 people are here for this game. Jack throws it up the blind side for a few yards and is injured in the tackle. And Graeme Hughes, you've got news of a player coming on.
Just keeping my eyes here on John Owens making his way out there for Balmain. Wayne Pearce took a very, very heavy knock, and I'm not quite sure if he's anywhere near right. They might like to bring him to the sideline and give him 5 or 10 minutes out with Owens taking his place. But we don't have the information, but Owens still making his way. I'm just watching to see if he does go over to Wayne Pearce. Yes, in actual fact, he has, and I wouldn't be surprised if Wayne Pearce is only off for 5 or 10.
Okay, so Wayne Pearce off the field. We'll see whether it's for a long period or just during the period of his incapacity, but Owens is on. And he's played well too. 25 is Owens. Siren. Get a pass to Jack. Jack out there to the wing three-quarter, Davidson. Davidson back into Brooks. Lennon's come across here. And he's picked him off with a beautiful diving tackle. Let's see whether they can finish it out to Elias. Oh, they've come up with a bad bit of football there. And that's Balmain letting North Sydney off the hook. Well, they've travelled the ball 75 yards along the sideline. Just required quick hands, and they've come up with a terrible blunder. That's North Sydney work, really. Right, 5 metres beyond the quarter. Clayton Friend again up the sideline with a grubber kick. Well, touch judge in at the moment. Scrum to go down. Well, there's North Sydney coming hard and straight. Won a scrum on the screw of the scrum. French. gets beyond the halfway line. Clayton Friend. McKinnon goes straight. They're getting a bit of a roll on now. This is, it's very obvious. Out to Bella. Yes, well, the word we have is that Pearce is a 10-minute rest. Oh, beautifully taken by Florimo. One-handed from behind, pulled it in. Well, that's Florimo undoing all the good he'd done with a kick out on the full. Just about the halfway line. There are the scrums and penalties. 8 to North Sydney, 7 to scrums against the feed. Balmain 2, North's 1. Out to Jack. Correction, Gale. Here's Jack on the chase. Leonard will get to this. Florimo's got it, moving well. Come away with a strong burst. Out to Freddie Teasdale. Freddie, former Manly player. Clayton Friend. Then Elias over the underneath there. Well, he's having something to say to Martin Bella. Every picture tells a story. Well, there's a kick that puts the pressure back on North Sydney right now. 14,517 people in attendance today. The score 19-6. Here's a move. Gary Jack finishes up with the ball 5 metres out from the line from the crisscross. Elias, Gale, Sigsworth. Not going anywhere with that sort of caper. Elias, Gale, Sheridan. Benny Elias. That look forward. The referee didn't rule on it. Conlon was on the end of it. Owens. No, that's unsuccessful. So that'll be... Oh, it was touched in flight, so there is the ruling. It's going to be a line dropout. Pearce is back on at the moment. And the Alliance making some signal to his trainers on the sideline. Well, that's a pretty horrendous. Kick the ball back towards his line. State Bank replay. Well, there it is. Pretty dumb thing to do. Steve Keir. Gary Jack is none the worse for wear. Scott Gale is going to take the kick for touch. Russell Gardner coming inside there. Elias, Gale, Clark. Benny Elias ran out of people to pass that to. They both overrun him out to Scott Gale. Gives it to Clark. Elias, Gale, Sheridan, yes! That's a great run by the big fella. Really took a power of stopping, and they didn't actually stop him. 23 points to 6. State Bank replay will show it clearly. And here it is. The monumental run. Cyrillin, 1 defender, 2 defenders, 3 defenders, 4, and just held as he got over the line. Really, you've got to hand it to him for his power and his strength. That was a great run, a monumental run, that one. 4 defenders have had a crack at him on the way, and he's still come up with a try. Graeme Hughes.
Great ball by Scotty Gale to put him into a half gap. He had the North Sydney defence caught off guard, and, well, just get out of my way, he says, the little Clayton friend. All, what, 17, maybe 17 and a half stone of him, and he can run like a 3/4.
Yes, that was a great run, no question about it. And he thoroughly deserves all the accolades he gets for that one. That was a beautiful try, really a top-class effort. Well, Conlon gets the opportunity to increase his bag, 23 to 6. The opening 15, 17 minutes until that try was first-class football. Now here's Conlon. It's successful. So the score moves on to 25 points to 6 at North Sydney Oval. Balmain leading. $25 points to 6. Gale. Pretty ordinary pass. Flomo's got it. He's going to sprint. Whether he'll go the distance, another matter. He's got it back inside to Clayton Friend. Clayton Friend looks for support. He can't get it away. Well, the North Sydney players, some of them coming up for the scrum now. Out to Clark. Out there to Mark Graham. Back on the inside. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. What do you do when your team, somebody takes an intercept and then it goes through a couple of hands like this and it's lost? Really. I know exactly how Frank Stanton feels. He's got so many frustrations as the coach of this side. He's got one against the feed. Peter Benson a dummy half. French. And he lost the ball too. Maguire's got it for Balmain. Out to Sigsworth. 10 metres out from his line. They're only going through the motions now. Balmain have got this game well and truly won. Little grubber kick being put in there by Scott Gale. It's a good one. 3 minutes to go. That's just about 2 metres from the halfway line. Scott Gale defeated for the Tigers. Picked up by Jamie Davison. Legs cut out from underneath him. Sigsworth makes about a 7 metre gain there. Maguire. Scott Gale. Hanrahan makes a good bust back on the inside. Matt Carter, dummy half. Out to Maguire. Owens. Gale. Elias. Matt Carter. Elias. That's successful. That was a good field goal with a couple of minutes to go. So Balmain have crept along to 26 points to North Sydney 6. Mark Graeme. Lennon. Thorough. Oh dear, oh dear. He's tried everything else. He tried to go over the top, and Gary Jack pulled the ball out of the hands on the State Bank replay. Just about full time right now. Elias. And there's the hooter in the background. 26 points to 6 in favour of the Balmain side. The try scorers for Balmain have been Conlon, Davidson, Jack and Sirenen. The try scorers for North, Lennon. Clark, 1 goal for North Sydney.
Phil, the side came out storming in the first 10 minutes. Billy, try and make sure that you got on top early on.
Yeah, that was our plan, to get on top of them early. That's great work to North Sydney. They stuck to their guns. They really come back. They never gave in at one stage, and they really give us a hard tussle.
All right, plenty of opportunities though for North Sydney. Not happy with the Balmain defence?
Yeah, the conditions were very hot out there today, and I think our boys tired a bit, but we'll work on that during the week.
All right, thanks, Phil.
Thanks.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot. Making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
In a big scoring points round in Winfield Cup football, let's now go to all the highlights of the other games.
The Rabbitohs drew first blood in the 18th minute and were never headed.
The grubber kick going through as Harrington, and Harrington scores! Super try from South Sydney. They completely rattled Canterbury and they lead 4-0.
Their blanket defence was rarely broken, but Farah did capitalise on a rare chink in the Rabbitohs' armour.
Over the halfway, he's over the halfway, he's got Campbell in support, back it goes to Hagan, Hagan over the quarter line, he's got Campbell, oh the pass has gone forward!
At times, South's defence was literally breathtaking.
Plays it, it goes to Lamb, Lamb, the pass out wide comes to Hagan, and what a tackle from Jason Moon! Oh, what a tackle!
Their tackling caused some tempers to flare, but through it all, Craig Coleman kept his cool.
Coleman has an attempted shot at field goal, I think he's got it, let's wait for the referee, it's there! Warren Ryan obviously frustrated.
Those frustrations became more evident when Phil Blake's drop goal seemed to put Souths out of reach. At 8-2, it would take a converted Bulldogs try to even salvage a share of the points, and that nearly eventuated. Terry Lamb had been unusually quiet, but as he invariably does, exploded into action with a crucial try just before full time. But he failed with his kick.
And he's hit the upright again!
And justice was done. Souths hung on for a thoroughly deserved victory, a big upset of round 8. And the Penrith Panthers came down from the mountains south to Wollongong, eager to avenge their loss last week. And the Penrith side hit the lead 18 minutes from half-time, but David Liddy had capitalised on a costly Owen Saunders blunder to give the Panthers a 4-point lead. Penrith led by 8 points to 4 at half-time and went further ahead after 3 penalty goals before sealing the game 7 minutes from the end when David Liddy went over for his second try after good lead-up work from Mark Robinson and Cole Bentley, and with the conversion they led by 18 points to 4. The only highlight for the Steelers came far too late. Just minutes from full-time, Alan McIndoe broke through the Panthers' defence to score, and leaving the final scoreline Penrith defeating Illawarra by 18 points to 8. Meantime, at Seaford Oval, Canberra were untroubled in securing another 2 competition points with a convincing 46-11 win over Western Suburbs. The Raiders scored 4 tries to 1 in the first half, and with big Mal Meninga in superb touch with the boot, Canberra were always in control. West's only try in the first half came from a Canberra error, with Trevor Cogger sprinting over the 4-pointer, but already the Magpies seemed out of the match. Phil Carey, back from suspension, scored the Raiders' 4th try just before half-time, and Canberra were well on target for their 5th win of the year. Leading by 24 points to 5 at the break, Meninga cut loose in the second half, scoring a hat-trick of tries, and that, coupled with his tally of 7 goals from 9 attempts, gave him 26 points for the match, as Canberra ran out winners by 46 points to 11, scoring 8 tries to 2 in a footballing lesson. And there was action aplenty at the Parramatta Stadium in the eagerly awaited clash between the Eels and the Roosters. Eastern Suburbs' newly promoted centre, David Smith, showed a clean pair of heels in his race for the line to give East a handy 6-2 lead. But the Eels hit back strongly when Peter Sterling got away a clever pass to Laurie, who went over for the Eels, and they were back in the ball game. But East regained the lead through a Tony Melrose bomb. McGahn juggled it, palming the ball away to Brad Tessman, who stormed over, and East led by 14 points to 12 at half-time. Then it was the Eels' turn once again. Peter Sterling followed Peter Wynn. He accepted the pass near the line, and the scores were locked at 16 apiece. And that scoreline was deadlocked for 7 minutes before Trewella and Gilmeister combined to put John Tobin in beside the post. 22-16 to the Roosters. The Eels had a chance of levelling the scores near full time when a long cutout pass from Peter Sterling sent Growth off for one of his charging runs. Unfortunately for the Eels fans, the ball was intercepted. Shortly afterwards, East posted their 4th try with just 5 minutes remaining when Gary Worth went in, and that left the final scoreline 28-16 to the Roosters.
As I said, plenty of tries on offer in another weekend football round of Winfield Cup action. Let's just check those results for you right now. South Sydney with that upset over Canterbury Bankstown at home there at Redfern Oval on Saturday. Penrith 18-8 over Illawarra. Canberra with a huge win over the Magpies. Eastern Suburbs getting home after at one stage being locked 16-all with Parramatta. And Balmain in the State Bank big game at 26-6 over North Sydney. Now the premiership table, Balmain well and truly showing the way in 1987 out in front. Canberra putting their form on the board very early in the season along with Eastern Suburbs. Cronulla and Manly there, you denote that as we put the program to air, in fact, Cronulla and Manly on the long weekend of football in Winfield Cup, still as yet to play on the Monday game. North-South on 8, Penrith, Illawarra, Parramatta on 6, and St George and Western Suburbs well and truly struggling. Now next weekend's matches, Manly versus East, Parramatta versus Canberra, West versus Illawarra, Penrith and Norths, Balmain and St George, and Canterbury and Cronulla with South Sydney enjoying the bye. Well, I trust that you've enjoyed all the action again on another week of Winfield Cup football. Until next week, I'm Graeme Hughes. Goodbye for now.